We're back, Super Sodium Brothers.
The Super Sodium Brothers.
Oh, grab a glass of water. Yeah, it's gonna get salty. Your doctor's gonna say, "Whoa, you better take it easy. That blood pressure."
He's gonna look at the numbers and be like, "Hey, yo, it's too much salt there, man."
You've been listening to the brothers. Salt.
Mazel, cut it out.
He's getting more and more Jewish. Every time you turn around, he's just like decked out. He's got the yarmulke. It's just getting.
Turn around and he's got the curls, and it's just like, where did those come from?
Where? He's lighting a menorah. You're like, dude, it's February, man.
It's February.
Come on, bro.
Nothing wrong with a little late Hanukkah.
Little late Hanukkah. Yeah, give some gifts. Celebrate a little.
Yeah, a little late Hanukkah never hurt nobody.
Right. Friends, welcome back. Been a busy week.
It's been a very busy week.
A lot of stuff has happened in the country, in nerd world,
In the candy world.
right? Oh my god, dude, M&Ms are back. Can we get a round of applause? M&Ms are
got
back.
We got bamboozled by who the fuck owns M&Ms? Nabisco?
No,
Mars.
The Mars.
The
people.
Mars company. Elon Musk and his M&Ms.
But they're back. Polygon Road M&Ms. Maya Rudolph Super Bowl commercial ends woke spokescandies saga. I mean, this is a beautiful thing, and we told you we would keep you guys up to date on this situation.
This just in. It's like Sports Center. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da. Maya Rudolph out. Sexy Candy's back in.
Hollywood Reporter. No more Maya Rudolph. M&M's announced spokescandies are back during hashtag Super Bowl.
Pin this tweet. Everyone must know.
Wow. I've never been so happy in my entire life. It's just, I feel like justice has been served, you know?
GG's to the Mars company for really capitalizing on this.
They had us on the edge of our seats, really.
Yeah.
And I mean, the amount of people that came out, you know, in support of these hardworking candy people, it was
literally dozens of people.
It was two guys.
There was literally several people that were absolutely excited out of their ass. Crazy.
One of them was the orange M&M. He always seems like pretty anxious. So
yeah,
he was nervous, you know, he's going to be out of work. But hey, it's all good. And to celebrate, I actually bought a pack of fudge brownie M&Ms in the purple bag with the overly sexual purple M&M.
Oof. I love that for you.
They were good, Robert.
I love that for your mouth and your eyes.
I mean, you know, it was one of those things. I was out getting Valentine's Day cards, and they had them at the counter, and I picked up a bag, and I was like, "Oh, what flavor is this?" And I was like, "Caramel." I was like, "No. I want something good." And I saw
like
my purple girl. I said, "Ooh, we locked eyes." I said, "Ooh, excuse me, sorry, I'm taken."
I feel like the caramel ones are good, but they're like too sweet. So like you're eating them and it's just like a sweet overload.
It almost tastes like a different candy.
Yeah. I very much enjoy the pretzel M&Ms.
Mm-hmm.
Pretzel M&Ms are good. Peanut M&Ms, goated.
Yep.
Hall of Fame M&M.
Crispy? I could do a bag of crispy.
Crispy is more of like for the nostalgia factor.
The nostalgia. Was it taking it back to 2007?
Yeah, well, I think earlier than that, like the 90s, like crispy M&Ms were like.
Really?
Remember like the Doritos, like the 3D Doritos?
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Yeah, memory unlocked. Yeah, it was like that, but like on the M&M front. They were huge.
There's something you should know about me. Wow, you're right. May 8th, 1999, crispy M&Ms were released.
Yeah,
with
dude.
orange as its spokes candy.
There you go.
Wow.
That's your man.
There's something you should know about me.
Crispies.
I'm actually a sucker to any sort of marketing campaign. If you play a commercial for me, it will work like 95% of the time.
I appreciate a good commercial.
Yeah, I love a good commercial, but I'm also like somehow always the target demographic. They always get me.
Every single one. You just follow hook, line, and sinker, huh?
I'll see a commercial for like toenail polish remover. I don't paint my toenails, but I'll be like, that looks good. I should pick. I'll see it in the store. I'll be like, that's a good product.
Do you have a favorite commercial?
Oh man.
It doesn't have to be funny, just like a good commercial.
Do you remember the BioShock Infinite commercial that played that one song? Stand tall for the people of America.
Yeah. That was a good one. I think
and like Booker's looking through the scope of his rifle and he sees that his partner's like they're tying a noose around her neck and they're about to hang her and he's like surveying the situation. Oh my god. Yeah,
that's a good one.
I think the director of that game said he was like it was that commercial is the only reason that game sold well. Like the mix of that song and just how fucking epic that cinematic was.
Nah, that game was
a really good game.
Goated.
It was a
that
really
game would have
good
been
game.
fine. Yeah. I think as far as like game trailers, I think it has to be Dead Island 1.
Oh yeah, that it goes in reverse.
Like, yeah, the like backwards slow-mo zombie outbreak attack. That one's good. There is a whiskey commercial for who was it? It wasn't Jim Beam. What was it? Johnny Walker. It's like this guy. So there's these two brothers are like they're hiking in like Scotland somewhere. They're like in like the Scottish Highlands, and like the whole time like they're like hiking. They're just kind of doing their thing. And one of the brothers is doing like a voiceover, and it's like a poem like about like two brothers, and then it's like a really like sentimental poem about about the person like the guy's brother or the poem about the two brothers essentially. And it gets to the end and then like it does kind of like a pan around one of the brothers to where like he obscures the view of the second brother, and as it comes back around that second brother's gone and the first one's holding like an urn and he's like scattering his brother's ashes.
Oof.
And it's like this like really like heavy hitting like sentimental like poem about brothers, and it's just like Jesus, like they didn't have to go that hard and make me feel that like that much.
And the message: drink more hard liquor.
Yeah, apparently it was the
man who walked around the world. There's a commercial on YouTube. It's 6.5 minutes, and it says based on a true story. This one's from film. 8 years ago. It says there's another one. Keep walking. Paths are made by walking. I guess because the Johnny Walker guy is walking. He's like strutting his stuff, a little cane in his hand. That's cool.
I guess this was like a film student project that was submitted for Johnny Walker, and I guess they picked it up, I guess. But yeah, it's really, really fucking good. And it's just like had no business being like as powerful as it was for a fucking whiskey commercial. But it was like, damn, now I kind of want some Johnny Walker.
Right?
Like it did its job. Like I appreciate a good commercial. Regardless of the product, like if you can make a good commercial, like whether it's funny or just like good quality, like I'm in. Like the Old Spice commercials with Terry Crews. I hate Old Spice, but I love the commercials.
Oh my god,
great commercials.
Yeah. I'm exclusively using Old Spice for like 2 or 3 years now. It's good deodorant. I get the aluminum free deodorant.
Like the smell. I don't like the smell.
But there's so many different smells.
I'm a Dove Men's.
Dove Men's antiperspirant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't be out here perspiring,
Dude, if my body's trying to get rid of liquid, get it out of me. If my body wants to expel something, it's coming out. Sometimes you gotta listen to your body, right? After a long night with Johnny Walker, when your body's telling you, get this shit out of my body.
You just gotta cry out of your pits, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
My body wants to leak. That's when I drink more water. And that's why my skin looks so good.
Top it off with some more water. Feed them pits.
Feed your pits.
Feed your.
Dude, we gotta pitch that.
Power.
God, I love Terry Crews.
He's like one of my favorite humans on the planet. I want to meet him one day. I want to give him a hug.
Oh, that'd be great.
Like he'd be a great hugger.
Just a casual fist bump and pass.
No, fuck that. I want a hug. He ain't no Jeff Ross. He's getting a hug.
He's getting a hug. Jeff Ross has been killing it with the Mr. Peanut commercials. The roast of Mr. Peanut.
I don't think I've seen any of those.
There a couple of them were on the Super Bowl. It's a fake roast of Mr. Peanut. They've been pretty hilarious.
That's funny.
Yeah. I don't remember any of the jokes,
but
but they were pretty good.
Take my word for it, they were great.
My buddies and I were talking throughout, like, we talked throughout the entire Super Bowl, and I missed the M&M's commercial, but when the red M&M, like, Maya Rudolph was advertising clam M&M's. So I love this because the M&M's company frames it as if Maya Rudolph is the new face, but she's ruining the product. So, and all the people are like, they're trying to like go along with it, but they're clearly saying like, no, this is bad. It's chocolate candy filled with clams. And then the red M&M pops out from the background with a handwritten sign that says help with a bunch of exclamation points. And I was like, oh, good. Like, this is all coming together.
Jesus.
This is great. Go fuck yourself, Tucker Carlson.
I love that they just like they took all that stupid ass publicity and then they were able to spin it for some money and some laughs.
Yeah. Maya Rudolph got paid, Super Bowl commercials. Everybody won here.
Yeah, except Tucker Carlson. He got dunked on because he's a horny idiot.
He fucking deserves it. Little
fucking
bitch.
Moron. Little bitch.
Nice bow tie. Oh my god. Make sure I give you a call next time I need to do my taxes. Got him. Anyway,
he how to dodge those allegedly, right? Allegedly.
What are you, Shakira? Relax, dude.
I forgot about that.
Those hips aren't gonna lie in jail.
Yeah, her hips don't lie, which is why they're not the ones doing her taxes. Gotta keep them out of it.
Oh man, the jokes are gonna get better as we go along.
No promises. We'll try.
How do we? Speaking of hips not lying, how do we feel about Rihanna's Super Bowl? Let's criticize. Let's get down to the nitty grits here. Sorry, I'm playing with a tape measure. I don't know if you can hear that.
Hey, you might as well do that while you're eating some chips.
Oh my God, Jasmine.
You gotta.
I want everyone to know. First of all, thank you for listening to the podcast. As always, we love you and we appreciate you. You probably didn't hear it. You might have heard a little bit of it, but our lovely guest last week, Miss Jasmine, decided right before she got on the podcast, and I don't know how I didn't pick this up, but she decided to eat a bag of chips right beforehand, which is the
family size, kettle cooked,
the loudest snack. So your boy killed about 90 minutes editing all the chips out of the audio, so that was fun. Thanks, Jess.
Where
lovely
on your
having
hierarchy?
You on. We'll do it again sometime.
Where on your podcast snack hierarchy would you put chips?
It might be in the number one spot. I don't know. What?
I think you would have to be right.
If I held down a live chicken and like butchered it, like that might be number one. Honorable mention. If I had a mouthful of Pop Rocks and just held my mouth up to the mic, and you could just listen to that.
Yeah.
What else
Ice
would be
cubes, not great.
Oh yeah, big thing of ice cubes. Fajitas, fresh on the skillet.
Fuck, that makes me want fajitas so bad. Damn, just not on the podcast. I'm not a crazy person.
I'll be honest, I'm not. Yeah, because you're a respectful host.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not a fajitas guy.
Really?
I got fajitas once at my favorite Tex-Mex place, and I just felt like they just needed something. You know, I'd rather get a quesadilla.
Dude, fajitas? Fuck. You got some like grilled, like chicken or whatever you want to use, steak, pork. You know what the fuck you want.
Some onions, some I know, and you get the tortilla on the side and a little basket.
You get some sour cream. You get some cilantro, some onion. I feel
like mine didn't come with like salsa or sour cream.
And you need sour cream. Fuck our fajitas without no sour cream.
I don't know, man. It's Jose Tejas in Jersey. It's the best Tex-Mex in town. Might be the best Tex-Mex on the East Coast. I just feel like the fajita, I don't know. They weren't that great.
I hate that for you.
They look. Maybe I fucked up. It does come with salsa, cheese, guac on the side.
Ooh. No
Their
sour
their
cream, though.
their
We need sour
blackened
cream.
chicken is slap your mama good though. It's
Yeah.
just like I don't know. See, the thing is like the quesadilla is so good. The burro's so good. The burrito's so good. Like everything's so good, you know? It's just like the heat is just ain't cutting it.
Maybe you got an off plate of fajitas.
Dude, apparently they don't serve off plates of food. If you serve an off plate of food, you get fired. So my buddy used to work there, and he said if the chips weren't hot and fresh, the chip guy got fired. Non-negotiable.
That sounds crazy.
If he slacked on chips, you're done. Because that's it. You sit down, you get a basket of chips. If you sit down, first of all, you just waited 90 minutes for a table. You sit down, basket of chips. Chips no good? What are we doing here?
I'd be upset.
Right?
Be upset at
Oh,
that.
yeah, you would.
Yeah.
God, dude, this is if next time you're in my neck of the woods, we're taking a 1-hour drive to Jose Tejas. It's the best.
I'm cool with that. I want to do that. And what was it? Yeah.
Oh, vegan Tex-Mex in the city.
You talked that place up pretty hella.
It's insane. They've got the best. First of all, it's like the best nachos I've ever had. But they're vegan
Look, I'm
nachos, so
just
they got
saying-
vegan chorizo on top. And then
I'm just saying,
they
if
got,
I come out there and Yeah gets fucking Tamoe'd, I'm gonna be pissed.
oh, never forget, man.
Never forget. R.I.P. Tamoe. I never
Tomoe,
got to go.
my favorite sushi spot. My friend, good old Dzuk Nation, introduced me to Tomoe. Unfortunately, closed down. That was almost 2 years ago. Heartbreaking.
Dude, they closed like a week before I got there.
Yeah.
The corpse was still warm when I got there.
Dude, second time I went there was for Dzuk's birthday, and we sat next to Matthew McConaughey and his wife.
Really?
And it was cool because it's a little spot. They might have,
Yeah.
I don't know, 12 tables in the whole place. But the food was exceptional, and it wasn't like crazy overpriced. I mean, the amount of money you could spend on sushi in the city is astronomical. You know, $500 a head
Yeah.
at some of the
Jesus.
higher end places. But this for like $36, which is a lot to spend on sushi. But for $36, you got the sushi deluxe, and it was delicious. Came on a wood slab, couple rolls, really nice pieces of sashimi, some sushi, tamago, some roe. I mean,
It's honestly not that bad. $36, especially in New York City. That's not
yeah,
bad.
but you're gonna get a sake, maybe some gyoza, you get a soup.
Yeah.
It's gonna be $50 a head.
The only time I'm ever spending $500 on sushi is if I go to Japan and I get to sit, do like that, like a 5-person restaurant,
If you
and like you sit down and like
if you get to
the
sit
chef
next
is
to
making
Goku,
you-
Naruto, and Luffy, that's the only.
fucking pounding sushi.
No, you can't do
Nah, I
that because
wanna-
all three of them are gonna expect you to pick up the tab.
Yeah, and they're gonna eat $600,000 worth of sushi. They're each gonna eat a like 1,400-pound tuna that costs like half a house.
Dude, that's what happens in Dragon Ball when Master Roshi wins the Tournament of Power. He wins like whatever it is, like 100 million yen. And the bill,
Yeah.
they all go out to dinner, and the bill comes out, and it's like
Gets decimated.
99 million yen. What a great bit.
I want to do it so bad, dude.
Honestly,
Honestly, it's go to like one of those like sushi masters, where it's like there is no menu. They serve you what they serve you,
Yeah.
and it's like piece by piece. Ugh.
But at the same point in time,
Yes,
I'm
please.
sure like there's somewhere wherever you are in Japan, there's probably like a 4-stool sushi bar where you could sit down and have some really amazing quality sushi without this crazy like Michelin star luxury experience.
Oh, surely, yeah. But,
I would rather the the more humble experience.
Nah, fuck that. If I'm going to Japan, I want to sit in front of a fucking sushi master, and I want him to feed me like dang sushi.
I mean, I
It's
do
not the
too.
experience.
I mean, who's to say the guy with the little shop isn't a sushi master? I'm just playing sushi advocate over here.
Probably a lot. I don't know.
I'm just playing devil's role over here.
The devil's hand roll.
The devil. Oh my god, so good.
Sounds delicious.
God, I'm so hungry. For sushi.
Me too. Oh my god, I saw a TikTok of like this little kid eating a piece of sushi, and like the look on his face, I'm like, damn, same dude. I would love some sushi. He's like had to have been like 6, and he took down this big ass piece of sushi and rice, like nigiri, and he just like closed his eyes and he's like shaking his head. I was like, yeah, dude, get it. I want sushi so bad. It's like I feel you, little dude. I feel
Yes.
you.
Oh my god.
Fuck that shit up.
Dude.
It's a big piece, man. You fucking house that shit.
I once
hell
went
yeah,
on a
little dude.
date. I went on a first date with a girl, and we got sushi, and she was like, just so you know, we're sitting down at the table, we ordered, and she's like, just so you know, I can't use chopsticks, and I can't eat a piece of sushi in one bite. And I was like, but they're bite size. And she's like, yeah, I know. I can't do it. And that was our first and only date.
You're like, this has gone far enough.
I don't think this is gonna work out.
I'll order you some mini dumplings, I guess, and
The chopstick usage was sad. And you know, it was a
Yeah, like,
premeditated
grow up, you know what I
date. It
use-
wasn't like spur of the moment, like, hey, you want to grab a bite? Like, you know, okay,
Like, don't
next
plan
week,
this
blah blah
out.
blah. Like, you could have YouTubed a little bit. Was that? Oh my
Coulda
god!
done.
I think this girl also did a dab before we went out. I'd never done a dab, and
Oh,
she
God.
just like took a trip straight to the fucking moon. Like, all right, just gonna finish getting ready. I'm like, okay.
yeah, I kind of don't like
You
hanging out
all
with people
right?
like that. Yeah, like what the fuck?
I mean, I
You
don't
good?
mind. Like, if you're gonna be coherent, like, do your thing. But if you're,
But like, just to go get sushi, like you got to get fucking like higher.
if you're gonna
than
get
giraffe
fucked, and she was like, "Do you want one?" I was like, "No, I'm good. I
No.
need to operate a motor vehicle."
Yeah, I need
Hey,
to be
you
able
wanna
to
get
order off this
fucking-
menu.
Not like a hit of a joint. Do you want to get fucking obliterated?
Yeah, like Jesus, like I can understand like trying to take the edge off with like a little joint, a little puff, but fucking ripping a
Dude, and I
dab.
remember like she would do. We would like FaceTime, and she would take a dab, and it's just like just drift away while she was like staring into her face cam. I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna go play. I don't know, like New Vegas or something. I guess you're not saying anything.
You're
Why don't
She's
you
on
go-
manual
go-
breathing mode.
Go listen to some music. Have a great day.
Go listen to some Pink Floyd and
Right.
shallow breathe. I don't know what you do when you're that fucking annihilated.
I hope she's doing well. Speaking of not doing well, Ant-Man and Quantumania.
Wait, is it not?
How's that for a transition? It's got a 50% on Metacritic based off of 51
Really?
critic review. Magic Mike The Last Dance is doing 2 points better. And that has Salma Hayek.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Yikes.
It's
Alright.
it's rocky,
Okay,
dude.
this is fine. Did you read like any of the reviews? Like without spoiling, can you say what's wrong with it? 'Cause I don't want to look it up.
So IGN gave it a 7, playing it safe as usual. IGN.
Oh, shocker.
Joshua Yale reviewed this on Valentine's Day.
Oh my boy,
Ant-Man
Joshua.
and the Wasp: Quantumania has just enough heart, humor, and excellent performances to make up for its more underdeveloped aspects. Okay. Can I read a bad one?
Yeah, like that was kind of just like it's a movie that doesn't suck.
Okay, Los Angeles Times, this is Justin Chang. The moments of wit and feeling that occasionally steal into frame feel like emotional outliers in a flat, inexpressive void. So it's another superhero movie.
Okay. Well, I have tickets to go see it this weekend, so
I feel like I have to see it too, so we can talk about it.
yeah, you kind of have to. You kind of
CNN gave it a fit. Why is CNN?
Yo,
Go.
fuck CNN. What does C-SPAN have to say about Ant-Man in the
C-SPAN.
Quantumania? Ant-Man and the Wasp and Quantumania.
What does Alex Jones have to say about it?
What does Alex Jones have to say about it?
They're turning the ants gay. Oh
Not
my
the
god.
gay ants. Oh shit.
Oh, you're getting sued by Marvel. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll go see it. I haven't seen a movie. Wait, no, I saw Avatar in theaters.
You saw
What am I
Avatar
talking- I saw
with
fucking
Didi.
Avatar. Before that, it had been a year since I had been to the theater.
Really?
Which kind of sucks. Yeah.
Was it No Way Home? Was your last one?
Yeah. No Way Home. I saw it with young Tyler. We went right before Christmas. It was a good time.
Well, young Ty.
I made us wear masks in the theater because that's when Omicron was like hot, and the
Mhm.
movie was packed, and I was like, fuck, like we're both going to hang out with our family, like fuck that, no way. And I made us wear masks, and I feel comfortable about that decision. You can call me a little bitch, but there were a lot of people in that movie.
I would not.
And it was also like Omicron was like blowing up. Like they canceled like SNL the week before because of Omicron.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hang out with my elderly grandparents. Like you're going home. Let's just be responsible. I felt like a nerd, but I also felt like I did my part. So
Nah,
it's what
fuck.
it is.
It's about other people, you know? So like if someone's gonna try and make you feel like shit for making sure that you're not getting other people sick and dying, then I don't know. Sad place we live in, you know?
Yeah.
But you did your
It's
thing.
all good. Yeah,
That's
I
the
did my
important
thing,
part.
and I feel comfortable about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? If you're gonna go see it, maybe I'll go see it too.
Hey,
So
write
we
it
can
down as
chat
a
about
business
it.
expense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we do that?
Probably. I wrote off all the video games I purchased last year because I was streaming, and I just wrote off all the video games. My computer, I wrote off everything as much as I could.
It's a good idea. I might actually do that.
And they were like, chance of getting audited, low to moderate, and I was like, works for me.
Low to moderate.
Like we don't know. They were like, don't claim your meals here. I was like, okay. Then I claimed all my meals there. And I was like, we'll see what happens.
Oh my god.
Should I not be admitted? Do I have to
IRS,
cut
if
this
you're
out?
listening, this is a joke. This is all for entertainment purposes.
This is a joke. I wouldn't do that.
Anything you hear on here is strictly for entertainment
listen.
value.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do your taxes, folks, and be honest.
Do your don't be a Shakira.
Don't be a Shakira. Do
I
your
will
fucking
say,
taxes.
Her Super Bowl performance with J-Lo, honestly, one of my favorites next to Bruno Lamar's.
Can I say this on the internet without getting canceled? But I don't like Shakira.
That's fine.
Okay.
I was watching I think it was like 60 Minutes or 2020 did a segment about Shakira, and apparently one of Shakira's teachers when she was younger told her she had a voice like a goat.
I believe it. She
And I
sounds
was
like
like,
Kathy
yeah.
Griffin to me.
I was like, yeah. But hey, you know, good for her. She's a businesswoman. She's a great dancer. She's a great entertainer. And she's a fucking liar and a thief who denied her country, tax revenue. So,
Look, she's part of the problem, okay? All these fucking rich people not paying their fair share. I'm about to go, the top 1% is scrolling over the 99%, starting with Shakira. So like, I'll get on my Bernie soapbox. Pay your fucking taxes, you rich fucks. Eat the rich. Hashtag eat the rich. I'm sick of this shit. I've been fighting for your rights for the past 78 years. No more.
oh my god, that was the worst time to take a civil war. It was in a blood Oh my god, we're full Bernie.
You like my Bernie?
Oh my god, love your Bernie and I love your hips. They never lie.
Hey yo,
I said it.
This episode has officially been marked explicit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kira, what's going on with her?
Just Google Shakira. Let's see what the first article that comes up is.
Shakira and Peak's messy back and I don't know. Something's going on with her boyfriend. I don't care. I want to see the drama. Well, you know what? I hope she doesn't have to go to prison. Jesus, just
get audited and fucking
just
pay
get
what
audited,
you didn't pay.
dude. Let's get audited. It's gonna be all good.
Maybe pay
Honestly,
a fine.
Look, I'm gonna say this. I think it's gonna be brave and not controversial at all. I love Rihanna's music, and it's funny. Like every time one of her songs came up during the Super Bowl, I was like, "Oh fuck, this is a Rihanna song." Disturbia, loved it. Umbrella, sign me
good.
up. I could have sworn
Umbrella's good.
I was like, Umbrella's gonna be the last song of the set for sure. Then she played. I was like, this is it. And then Shine Bright Like a Diamond. I was like, of course. How did
Dude,
I
saw the set list. It was like a whole album she sung during halftime.
Dude,
it was like 10 or 12 songs.
And I feel like each one has been #1 on the charts at some point.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, she's worth $1 billion. She's worth it.
Oh yeah, easy.
And for a second, I was like, all right, she's doing like a little minimalist dancing. Like, that's all right.
Well, she's.
I was like, I wonder
right
if
now,
she's sick. Yeah, apparently she's 6 months pregnant. I was like, okay, good for you, girl.
Yeah, fucking do your thing.
It also looked really
being
scary on the fucking platforms, though. Holy fuck.
Yeah, dude, looked like a fucking Smash Brothers match. It's crazy. But imagine being 6 months pregnant and performing at the Super Bowl.
No.
Godspeed, you legend.
That's
God bless women, huh?
Absolutely. Oh my god, the shit they got to go through. Oh my god.
My tummy hurts, and I'm just like, I'm out for the day.
Shout out to all the moms. Thanks for keeping
literally
our species going. I know it's not easy.
Thank you for performing at the Super Bowl while you're fucking pregnant.
Yeah.
6 months pregnant, dude.
Yeah.
That's end of the second trimester pregnant.
I also
That's crazy.
That's how it works.
Heading into your third trimester singing fucking Suburbia 80 feet in the air in Arizona during the Super Bowl? Golly.
Oh, G Wilkers.
Oh my.
That Rihanna
Golly,
is something.
man. Golly.
What the fuck was I gonna say? I don't even know. Oh, you know what I was gonna say? I love that. So Rihanna's not gonna dance less. You know what we need? More backup dancers, more action. Like it felt like a lively show. A lot of moving parts, a couple moving parts.
Yeah,
I thought it was solid. It was solid. It was no J-Lo Shakira, but it was way better than fucking Adam Levine with no shirt on. Oh, the second he took his shirt off, I literally walked away from the TV. I was like, I'm all set, dude. Like, dude, you're so full of yourself.
I'm not a fan of Adam Levine either.
Your ego is just pouring out of your fucking ears, and the big tattoo across his stomach that says California. I was like, no, I'm gonna go get some chips and dip. Like I'm just all set. Like your music doesn't match your attempt at swag.
He was what band was he in? 30 Seconds to Mars.
5.
Angels and Airwaves. Oh yeah, that one. Maroon 5. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, relax. You're Maroon 5. You're not 30 Seconds to Mars. Like stop it. You're not Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like put your fucking shirt back on.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Who greenlit this? Who at the Super Bowl was like, yeah, and this is where the shirt comes off. More nipples, please.
Halftime...
Also, fucking bullshit. Everyone goes, DEFCON 5 about Janet Jackson's nipple, but we've got Adam Levine's nipples.
Bro, man nips are not the same. We got a double standard going on.
It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
It needs to change.
It's crazy.
Where was that during the State of the Union, Joe?
Fuck insulin prices. We need to talk about some real shit. We need to talk about nipples being censored. That's really the problem facing our nation.
Oh, but also like insulin capped at $35. Like, please.
That's pretty tight.
People need it to live. Like
that's pretty tight. But also the nipples,
But the nipples. I'm just saying, if you could see guy nipples, you should be able to see all the other nipples.
Yeah, like.
And if you can't see any other nipple, then guys got to start wearing pasties. That's it. Right? Who's making these laws? Probably men.
Old white men, assuredly.
Who's going to complain about them? Soccer moms. Probably.
But then they're the ones going to go see Magic Mike in theaters. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
But it's also like, think about this. After a generation of nipples being normalized, no one's going to give a fuck.
Yeah, we just have to rip the pasty off and just get it over with. Free the nipple. We should start like a hashtag or something. Like hashtag free the nipple. I'm sure that'll get some traction.
I think that's a pretty good idea.
No one has thought of that. So
really?
No, it's been around for a long time. It was a joke.
I know. Sorry, I'm looking at pictures of past Super Bowls.
So I thought past Super Bowls. That's not what I heard. I gotcha. Sounded like nipples of some variety. I don't know.
Dude, people are upset about Rihanna's lip sync. I don't know, man. I watched the show. It seemed fucking fine. Did she actually sing? I thought they're not allowed to sing after Michael Jackson held up the show during the 1993 Super Bowl. So okay. Super Bowl 1993. Picture this. I mean, stands are packed, right? It's a full house. Michael Jackson comes through he's like at the top of some scaffolding, and then there's like a smoke explosion on the stage, and he just like appears, like he just moved 100 feet, and all of a sudden he's there, and he's just standing all stoic, looking off to the right, and the music is supposed to start when Michael takes his sunglasses off, but he's like, the crowd's going fucking nuts. And he just stands there and milks it for like a solid 90 seconds, just like eating it up. And the music doesn't start. And then finally, he slowly lifts his hand to pull the glasses off. And the guitar starts fucking shredding. And I think that was the show. They're like, all right, like, we're actually on a schedule here, so we can't. Everybody's got a lip sync. And then his sister's nipple. That was like almost 10 years later. And then they're like, all right, no, everybody's lip syncing.
But I guess like lip syncing isn't like, that bad, especially if it's like, if it's more of like a background vocal that you can like sing over, like if you wanted to sing,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't mind. You didn't go to the Super Bowl for the. I'd say the minority of people are going to the Super Bowl for the halftime show.
I honestly,
it's like it's a bonus, right?
I feel like this might be hopefully not perceived as like sexist or presumptive, but like I genuinely feel like the halftime show is for like all of the people there that aren't into sports, that are just kind of getting like dragged along, whether it's to like you're at home and you're getting dragged along like a Super Bowl party.
I don't think that's presumptuous at all. Yeah, it's
or whatever.
The commercials
right?
And the halftime show. If you don't give a fuckity fuck
so
about
like,
football.
Yeah, so the people that want to be there for the football, they get their their two halves of football, and then all the people the partners or girlfriends, the not sports people, they get dragged along, like they get to enjoy a concert, show, whatever. So I feel like the halftime show is never going to, like I feel like if you're a sports person watching football, like you're not the target for the halftime show. So it's like a little something for the football people, a little something for like the music people, or the fucking, the Rihanna stands, the I don't know, the 5 or 6 what's his name stands. I already forget his name.
Whatever.
His name? Zachary Levi.
Sure.
Yeah, what's his name?
Zachary Levi. I don't fucking know.
I
don't mind the lip sync, because you didn't go there to see, like, if you were going to a Rihanna concert and she lip synced the whole set, I can understand how you'd be upset because you want to see her live. But also, like, let's say she lip synced the whole set, but it turns out like she had bronchitis, then I'd be like, okay, like that's fine.
Right. Yeah.
I think in my opinion, lip syncing is an issue when you thought you were seeing a live performance. It's kind of understood, like it's gonna be lip synced. It's the Super Bowl. This is like kind of like a bonus. Yeah. But it honestly, there were parts of it that sounded really live, so I'm not sure how much of it she sang, how much of it she didn't. But I did enjoy it. I mean, it's Rihanna's like top 10. Good songs. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Also, I mean, I had no skin in that game. The final call, I don't know if you saw it. There was a penalty called right at the end of the game. I think it was holding. And I don't know. It seemed like a bullshit call.
The Eagles, right?
They say it was the right call. They said it was holding, but it was like he like barely touched him. And honestly, because they got the field goal after that, I don't know, because it was tied 35-35. Like, it was just such a critical call.
Yeah.
And I thought it was BS, but he like just touched the guy's jersey, and they're like, nah, holding. Well, whatever. They also, at one point, this guy, like, one of the passes was called incomplete, and they played it in slow motion, and the guy catches the ball, and he's like holding it, and then he gets hit by the other player, and the ball like falls out of his hands, and they call it incomplete. I was like, what are you talking about? He's holding the ball. He had control. And then they played it in real time, and it's like, ball, boom! It was
slow-mo were really do a number.
I was like, oh, okay. I forgot this was played at 0.01 times speed.
Yeah, I think the rule is they have to be in control of the ball and take 2 steps. for it to be considered a completed pass.
Dude, this guy got both hands on the ball and then got 2 of his ribs broken. Yeah.
Yo, you remember Blitz? Did you ever play Blitz back in the day?
No.
No? Oh man.
Or like on the playground?
No, like the video game.
No, I didn't play.
It was
any
like
sports
super.
games. It was very
It was like
anti-sports
super
games.
over the top, like violent football, and like it had that fucking like Mortal Kombat shit, where like like it was a really arcadey like football game. I think it started out as like an arcade cabinet before it came to like the OG Xbox.
Okay.
But it was like you tackle somebody and it goes into like slow mo and you see like the rib cage just shatter like mid tackle, and then like your dude gets injured, and so you have like on the sideline you have like the choice to like, do you want to sit them out, like take them out of the game because they're injured, or like you can get them like a cortisol shot to just like get rid of the pain and send them back out there. So it's like your fucking wide receiver like snaps a femur and you're like, give him the cortisol, send him back out. Like you just fucking just put your people back out there, and you're just out there just absolutely just taking limbs with you, and it was so fun. It was just like this really arcadey, way over the top, hyper like violent like full contact football. Like there was just no rules. There were no penalties for like aggression, like none of that. It was such a fun game.
Yeah, that's so
This
funny.
reminds me of that. It was such a good time.
Dude, Patrick Mahomes fucking quarterback that game with like at least a sprained ankle, if not broken. He had to get taken off the field at one point, and then at one point he had to run the ball. And he looked like a little old lady, just like running to catch the bus. Poor guy's ankles just like dust. And he's like,
yeah, I heard he was like injured. He had like his ankle was already injured from like earlier, like previously, and I think I saw like he like rolled his ankle or something like that, like on an already injured ankle.
Yeah, they had to
like,
walk him off the field at one point. He's the star quarterback, but he got through it.
I mean, Casey's paying him what, like $75 million?
It was a $500 million contract.
Wow, I was very far off.
Right? That's what my buddy Connor told me, and he watches a lot of football.
That sounds about right. He's, I think, like the most, like the highest paid player.
Yeah, it's a 10-year deal worth up to $503 million, $500 million. Year one is $50 million. Yeah. So he gets paid $5,700 an hour. Not bad.
That's a lot.
That's not bad.
That's a lot of dollars per hour.
I mean, hey.
I mean, he's won them
won
like
Super
3
Bowl.
Super Bowls.
Yeah, so good for him.
Yeah. Fuck you, Patrick Mahomes.
Fuck you being great at your job.
He's in my division. I don't want him to be successful.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, fuck him. Great quarterback, but fuck him for being in my division. That's all.
No.
Yeah, so like I couldn't root for them because they're in my division, and then I also hate Eagles fans. If you're an Eagles fan and you're listening, fuck you. And so I didn't want them to win either. So I didn't really have any skin in that game.
I have a buddy from Philly who's a big Eagles fan, and anytime the Eagles scored a touchdown, I'd send him like a gif of like an eagle in front of the American flag or whatever, and then they lost, and we've not spoken since.
Not spoken since.
Not a word.
Oh man, it would hard no contact after that.
Dude, did you see the videos of Philly fans like flipping over cars before the game even started?
Yeah, like their fan base is fucking insane.
Relax,
they're
guys.
absolute fucking maniacs. I saw a TikTok. There's like city workers going out like greasing up like light poles because they're like they know what's coming. Win or lose. Like I mean, it happened when they won the Super Bowl. They were like burning cop cars and like throwing bricks through like stores. It's like, guys, you won the game. Like, why are you rioting in this?
You're trashed in your city. Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, you people are crazy. You're maniacs and you're assholes.
But it also makes for some great Reddit content.
It does.
So for that, I kind of like Philly fans.
But also, dial it the fuck back.
I like Philly fans because I'm not in Philly when this shit's going down.
Yeah, like it becomes the purge on the weekend of the Super Bowl. Whether you win or lose, you can get dragged out of your house and beaten in the street because you guys win the Super Bowl.
They start sounding like the nuclear alarms.
The fucking air raid sirens, yeah.
Yeah, the air raid sirens, the nuclear alarms. What the fuck am I talking about? Nuclear.
Well, I mean, if they drop a nuke via plane through the air, you would have an air raid siren.
Yeah. Or the nuke alarms.
The nuke alarm, yeah, exactly. I remember in 2008, I was in Orlando and I was me and some friends were that was when we went semi-pro in Halo 3.
Oh,
And
nice.
we went to an MLG tournament in Orlando, and I was coaching. And we were going down to the venue one morning, and like we get in the elevator, and like we hear this really loud alarm going off in the hotel. And I like look at my friend, like we didn't see, there was nobody in the like it's a big ass hotel. It's like, I don't know, fucking like 15, 20 floors, if not more. And it had this big like glass roof like atrium in the center where like the elevator was.
Mm-hmm.
So it's this really big sprawling like atrium in the middle, big ass hotel. And like there's nobody in the hall. It's like we looked like, over like the railing edge area, and there was like nobody down in the atrium, like with this alarm going off, like nobody in the atrium. It's like dead quiet except for that. And I look at my friend, I'm like, fuck's going on? It's like, I don't know. I was like, what if that's like their zombie alarm and like the zombie outbreak happened? And he goes, why would they have a zombie alarm? I was like, I don't know. In case of zombies, you gotta have an alarm. It was really eerie to just like hear the siren like going off, and there's just nobody anywhere to be seen. I'm like, I'm kind of scared. Like, are there zombies? I think there's zombies.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, that is
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
crazy.
terrifying.
But yeah, then we went down the elevator, and like somebody was at like the desk, and I'm like, yeah, sorry about that. It was just business as usual. I was like, okay, cool. Not the zombie
Yeah,
apocalypse.
do you want to turn that off, please? Or
Yeah, like right.
whenever,
you doing?
whenever you're freaking ready.
It also
My
kind of
God.
reminds me of when I was in Dallas for my work trip. I might have told you when I got back, but I was heading to, so the last day that I was there, they were renovating. I think they had 3 elevators in total, but they were renovating 2 of them to like kind of like more like modernize like the elevators. And so they only had 1 working elevator. And so they're like, oh, sorry for the inconvenience, we only have 1 working elevator, yada yada, whatever. So on the last day that I was there, something happened with like the elevator where it was taking like a solid 2 minutes for the doors to actually close. So like you would hit, the elevator would
my
open, you'd step
God.
inside, you'd press your floor, and you're just standing there waiting. And like the doors it's taking like a solid 2 minutes for them to even like start to close. And so they had like, like one of the hotel employees like in the elevator, like letting people know. And so I was gonna go, as I come in the hotel and I go to get in the elevator to go up to my room. And like I'm like walking over, the doors are open, and there's like, the elevator's like full. There's a lot of people in the elevator. And I like walk up to the elevator, and it was like, I didn't want to just, assume that it's okay to just stuff myself in the elevator with them.
Stuff away.
So I walk up and I just kind of like stand there, and I'm like looking at everybody. And there's like this one girl with like mean mug on her face, and she starts shaking her head. And I go, okay, like I respect that.
Damn.
Like I thought she was saying like, don't get on the elevator. She goes, no, like, come on. Like she's like, telling me to get on the elevator, because like she was running late, she was rushing. And she goes, I'm not waiting. Like, just get, if you're gonna get on, get on. I was like, oh, I thought you were telling me like, I thought you were shaking your head.
No.
Like, no, because it was too crowded and you didn't want me on the elevator. And I was gonna say, hey, I respect that. Like, is it cool if I get on? And she's like, absolutely not. I was like, hey, I respect that. And she goes, no, like, just get on. It's fine. She's like, I'm late. I'm like, I got you. I thought she was just like, no, don't even think about it. I was like, all right, I respect that.
Not even a step.
Yeah, but she's like, no, if you're gonna get on. I just don't want to. I'm running late and I can't be waiting here. I was like, I got you.
You're just a nice guy, Rob. You're just naturally like a nice guy.
I try to be thoughtful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like being inconvenienced, so I don't like to inconvenience. You know what I'm saying?
That's what makes you a good person.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Well, that little extra consideration.
Yeah, little consideration goes a long way.
I know what you mean. Sometimes it's hard living in the city. Sometimes you just got to be aggressive.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
I have like seen people running for the train that I'm standing on and like use my arm to stop the door from closing so that they can get on. You know. Also, a little good karma, good vibes. You know.
Everyone could use a little good karma
for sure,
especially nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Good karma never hurt nobody.
While we were talking about air sirens, this kind of reminded me. Should we talk about all the shit floating over North America?
Yo, I saw a picture of, it was like a bunch of like clouds like over the like Ohio, Pennsylvania area.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really concerning looking.
Concerning clouds? Oh my
Yeah,
god. Oh my god. Yeah.
Have you
the
seen
train derailment? I mean, we could talk that. I was talking about the UFOs. Unidentified flying crap. Yeah, I mean, there is a theory that this is literal like air junk that it's old weather balloons, that it's science projects, that it's whatever. But after the Chinese spy balloon, they're like, nope, we're done. We're gonna set the precedent that if you fly over our airspace, you're fucking gone.
Yeah, I think what like what somebody was explaining, that like it makes sense. Like what they were saying was like all of our, so like NORAD is a really big one. They're like um I forget what the fuck it stands for, but they're just like I don't know, like they just monitor the air. Like they're like what is it? The North American Aerospace Defense Command.
Mm-hmm.
And so they just kind of like, monitor airspace, like in general, like weather or, like just anything airspace related. And somebody was mentioning that like they've been tracking, they track, anything that's in the airspace, whether it's identified or not, obviously. But these balloons, like whether they are just legit like weather balloons or if they're civilian or military projects, whatever the case may be, like they fly really fucking high. Like they're up at like 60,000+ feet,
Mm-hmm.
doing their thing. So like it's one of those things, like you have to be deliberate about looking for them. But then because they're not propelled, like they're balloons. So like they have essentially like zero like radar cross section by any means. Using like IR to look for like heat signatures for propulsion, non-existent. Like it's a balloon, so it's really really difficult to spot them, like even on like radar and other instruments.
Mm-hmm.
And so what somebody was saying was it's probably really likely that this stuff either wasn't coming up on instruments when they're doing any of their recording and their tracking, or if it did, it just looked like a weird anomaly. Like it wasn't something that like stuck out as like, oh, this is something like flying around or floating around, whatever. But once we caught that the Chinese one that was flying over the states, like once we were able to start, we saw it, we knew it was there. We were able to start comparing like those signatures with everything else that we're seeing, because now we know what these balloons look like on these instruments and on radar if it does pop up, or however else they're doing all of the monitoring. So now
Mm-hmm.
that we know what it looks like, we can kind of fine tune these results and kind of filter through past historical data to find out, like you can track trajectories and find out where they should be now based on old data, stuff like that. And so we're basically just getting a lot better at spotting, these balloons, whether they're militaristic in nature or just actual weather balloons or just whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm.
And so that makes more sense that now we know what they look like on instruments. We're able to find them easier,
Okay.
which is why we're finding like one every other day, it seems like.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, that's a reasonable explanation.
Yeah, it's the more logical one versus like aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also love that the White House press secretary explicitly said there's nothing of alien origin or extraterrestrial origin that's been shot down. So that was kind of funny. And you could hear all like the press the correspondents just start like cracking up.
Yeah.
Which I loved. That was great.
Because like the whole thing
disappointing
is
but
like
great.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what are they going to say? Like, is it aliens? Like, yep.
We got them.
Like what? It's like one of those questions where, like, when you call a business and you ask them if they're a scam and they say no, it's like, right.
All right,
like,
let me pull the credit card out.
Yeah, it's like when I used to my old call center job, like I would get those calls all the time. Where I'd be like, oh, thank you for calling, my job. Like, how can I help you? And they'll be like, is this a scam? I'm like, no, it's not. But like, what do you expect me to say if I was a scam and you asked me?
Yeah, how can you?
Yeah,
prove
we
it?
are. Yeah, like what the fuck am I supposed to say? Like, I don't know. Like, yes, we're a scam.
Yeah, it's a quick call.
Yeah, like
Wrap
if
that
I
up
was
real fast.
scamming you, why would I say yes? Like, it's just really silly. It's like asking a cop, like if they're undercover, are you a cop? No. They they're not gonna say, yeah, I'm a cop. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I
Silly
get it.
questions. And
I
then
get it.
on the exact opposite end of the spectrum, there were people that would call and like our whole scripting was like, thank you for calling such and such. My name is Robert. And then we would start with like, we have like your first and last name to pull up their account. And I've had people call in and be like, because like they've called us before and they know, they'd be like, my name's such and such, my social security number, and they would start rattling it off. I'm like, stop, shut up. Why are you giving me your social?
Oh
I
my
do not need
God.
that.
Yeah.
This is a recorded line, and you're just giving me your social. Stop. It's like there's just people are crazy, man. The complete opposite end of the spectrum. Here's my social security number, completely unsolicited. Like, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm a scam idiot. No, I'm stealing your identity.
People don't get it.
They really don't.
Everybody wants to help out the the Nigerian prince who just needs a little extra money.
He's gonna pay me back, he swears.
I've gotten into this weird habit lately where I've had like a couple singles on me, and I've been in the city and I encounter someone who's asking for money who seems to be like older or is playing some music. I'm just giving money away. I don't know what it is. I just my heart can't take it. So there was a really good busker outside of the Metropolitan Museum of Art when I was working on Saturday. He was playing sax, and he was just tearing it up. And he had like a little like collage of photos in front of him that showed that he had been in the military, as a Marine, and he was killing it on sax. And I was like, I'll give this guy $2. Or where I was driving the other day, this woman was on like the ramp to get onto the highway, and she was selling candy bars out of a box, and the candy bars were from some sort of company that does, I guess, communal outreach. I guess they sell these boxes. They give these boxes away.
They're like the white sleeves, like the long.
Yeah.
It's called like the greatest chocolate in the world or some shit.
Something like that. And she was like, yeah, $2 bar chocolate, and I was like, sold. Done. Give me a bar of chocolate. I don't know. I just something just like switched in me this new year where I'm like, if I see someone, I'm just like, I'm gonna give you money. If I feel even just 1% bad for you, I'm gonna give you $1.
You know who I won't do that for?
It's a complete 180 for me, honestly.
You know who I won't do that for? Is fucking Boy Scouts.
Okay, why?
The motherfuckers. So Girl Scouts got cookies. Boy Scouts got fucking popcorn. And it's like $25 for like an 8-ounce bag of popcorn.
What?
Yeah, like they're getting their shit blown out of the water by Girl Scout cookies, and they're like, here's a $25 bag of popcorn. And like, I got fucking bamboozled. I was going to like a Walgreens or CVS or the same store, I can never tell. And there was like this kid and his dad were outside a little table, and so Boy Scout fucking popcorn, like whatever. I'm like, yeah, I got you. And they're like, oh, like, you want to get popcorn? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna head in. Like, I'll grab cash on my way out. I'm like, all right, cool. I grab some cash and I come back out. I was like, yeah, I'll take a bag. I'm like, all right, cool. It'll be like $25. I'm like, oh, fuck.
And now you're on the hook, right? Like, the little kid's looking at you.
That popcorn is mid as fuck, dude.
$25 popcorn.
It's like 15 or 25. It was so much fucking.
You could have bought 12 bags of popcorn.
I was so pissed off at myself. The popcorn was not, I mean, it was fine. It was serviceable popcorn. It was like, kettle corn. It was whatever. But like, the amount that popcorn cost me was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, dude.
Yeah, so fuck the Boy Scouts. Well, I don't know what the fuck game y'all are playing. Y'all are running a front with this popcorn.
Yeah.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable, dude. Like, what is Girl Scout cookies? What, like $5 a box?
I think like yeah, 5 or 6. They gone up. It might be $6.
Inflation. That's fine.
That's fine.
But like, oh my god, dude.
Dude, anytime my goddaughter, I don't know if she's still in Girl Scouts. She might be a little too old for it now. But anytime she was in it, my aunt would be like, selling cookies. I'd be like, dope. Put me down for 6 boxes. And usually my aunt would just give me the cookies and not ask for any money. So I had the sweetest deal of them all. I had the hookup.
Yeah, you just get straight from them. Straight
from the source. Hook it up.
Their popcorn's $20 for a box of Boy Scout popcorn.
Well, I guess you're supporting the Scouts, right?
I don't fuck the Scouts, bro.
Fuck the Scouts.
Give me more reason. Like, I mean, like, they know that, like, just sheer volume wise, they're not making Girl Scout cookie profits. Like, I get that. Scouts. So they really need to make it up. But like, Jesus Christ.
Fuck the Scouts is about to be my Discord status. do not clear.
Scouts.
Fuck the Scouts. Quoted. Oh my god.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Scouts, dude, those camping trips ain't cheap. Oh wait, camping's the cheapest vacation there is.
Yeah, you go sleep outside. Like you're not booking an Airbnb. You're
It's like
sleeping
$30
outside.
a night. And I'm
Jesus
sure the scouts
Christ.
get a discount too. Oh my goodness.
Like what? So you guys can learn how to fucking, I don't know, tie knots, get molested by scout leaders. I
Oh
don't know,
god.
dude.
Yeah,
Not worth it.
they've had some pretty bad scandals. Anyway, hey, let's talk about some happy things. Chemicals in Ohio and Pennsylvania and New York. There's an acid rain cloud currently moving east, to my
Yo,
understanding.
look at that picture I sent you.
Oh, I saw it earlier today. It's terrifying.
How fucking scary is
It
that?
looks
That
like
was from a passenger plane flying overhead.
It looks like someone put out a giant cigarette on the earth.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It's very fucking bad. And I think it's being downplayed right now, honestly. So they've evacuated a 1 mile radius, to my understanding. So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, when did this happen? This is almost 2 weeks ago,
I don't even know if it was that long. I think it was like a week ago.
right?
It was very recent.
It was February 3rd. Dude, it was almost 2 weeks ago, which is insane.
Jesus.
Train derailed. It was 35 cars. Some of the cars contained highly toxic chemicals, including vinyl chloride, a known carcinogen that's been linked to rare, exceptionally deadly, that's in quotes, form of liver cancer. Lovely.
Yeah.
And apparently some of the stuff is used to make PVC piping for plumbing and plastics and all this other shit. But 3,500 dead fish and aquatic life discovered in a stream, in local streams. 12 different
It's like
species.
a video. Somebody was like recording. It was like just some random stream, but there's just all these dead fish just floating downstream. Like there's nothing alive. It was just fish, dead fish floating down.
Yeah.
It's like oof. And they're being told they're allowed to go back. Like, yeah, I'd say if we burned off all the chemicals, it's fine.
There's no way. I mean, I think we're looking at another, God forbid, Flint water crisis where they're like, no, it's fine. It's safe to drink. Like, there's no fucking way you could look at this picture of the cloud, read the list of chemicals that are in the air, that are in the water, that are saturating the ground, and think, I'm going to stay here.
Yeah, it's like what's ridiculous is like, so granted from the, again, granted, very little, I don't even want to call it research, but just kind of like reading up on what happened. They had apparently a couple ideas of what to do with the spill, and like burning it is obviously not a good idea at all, but it was amongst like the better of their shit options that they had, and so they did that. And one of the main concerns is where this happened, like right on the Ohio Pennsylvania border, is apparently there's a really big water table that effectively feeds like most of the country.
The Ohio River Basin. It's nearly 1,000 miles. I'm reading it right now. Provides drinking water from almost 5 million people.
Yeah, and so now we burned up all this bullshit, all this vinyl chloride and whatever the fuck else were in those train cars. They're like, yeah, because we don't want it soaking into the groundwater. Well, guess where all of this is going to come down? In the rain, and it's going to get into the groundwater over a much larger area now, and it's going to, so it's like I don't. Like ecologically, I don't know what this is going to do. Like, there's a lot of people saying that this is going to be really, really bad, and that's concerning.
I don't know. Excuse me, 150 car train derailment. So this is from statenews.org. Government politics. This is an update that was published last night, saying 150 car train derailment. First of all, how the fuckity fuck did this happen?
Apparently it was like some brakes issue. Like there was an issue with the brakes on the train.
Dude, the idea that these trains and these systems aren't under extreme scrutiny is absolutely outrageous. Like,
it was apparently another thing about,
we're literally poisoning the entire eastern seaboard, essentially.
Yeah, and probably more than that.
This is absolutely insane.
Yeah, so there's just like there hasn't been like any information coming out other than just like a lot of people are really concerned. This one saying a professor of chemistry at Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh said to the Associated Press that he's worried burning the chemical could have formed dioxins. Dioxins are created by burning chlorinated carbon materials. Dr. Lynn Goldman, the dean of George Washington University School of Public Health, also said to the AP that this is a possible risk, but she's more concerned about uncombusted vinyl chloride vapors that could be lurking in the immediate vicinity. The Columbus Dispatch reports that vinyl chloride and butyl acrylate were the first two chemicals officials disclosed were released after the derailment. A letter to Norfolk Southern from the U.S. to the U.S. EPA later stated that the ethylene glycol monobutyl ether, ethylexyl acrylate, and isobutylene were also in the rail cars. And they kind of go on to talk about the other chemicals, but it's basically all carcinogenic and made in like plastics creation.
Yep.
And
So,
like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of gallons of the stuff was just
I mean,
burned.
this site, they're saying East Palestine, Ohio air is fine, but don't drink the water. I don't fucking believe you. First of all, nothing good ever came out of Ohio. Let's get that straight. I don't believe you. Now we've got a quote here. We're pretty confident that these low levels are not getting passed on to customers. Talking about the water as it goes down the river, water treatment plants. We're pretty confident. That doesn't mean shit to me. I want to see science. I want to see graphs. This doesn't mean shit because 5 years, 10 years down the line, when people have extremely deadly liver cancer, you're gonna be like, oh well, we made an error in calculating. Well, yeah, and now these people are gonna suffer.
Yeah.
Why did they always err on the side of everything's okay? Right? Because they don't want to siphon money out of the state budget for aid. I mean, this is a disaster. I don't know, man. It's this is pretty terrifying. I don't know. They're talking about how some household pets have fallen ill.
Yeah,
I don't know enough about this. I mean, sometimes pets get sick. The almost 4,000 animals floating down the river, that's pretty alarming. Right?
Yeah, so there was one of the little blurbs I'm reading here is saying it's possible that the pollution lowered dissolved oxygen levels in the water, basically suffocating the fish, but that hasn't been confirmed. According to Wildlife Officer Supervisor Scott Angelo, though he said, obviously given the circumstances of where the kill originated, it would seem highly likely that it's associated with, the chemical spill. So like, it's just like, it's impossible to say, but it's just obviously all indicators are pointing towards this extremely large exposure of toxic chemicals, in the air,
scary shit, man.
in the water. Yeah.
It's scary shit.
I
feel bad. I feel bad for the people of East Palestine, Ohio. Now you got this cloud moving over Pennsylvania, possibly New York State. Talking about a toxic acid rain cloud.
The CEO of that train, like that rail company, like I think he pledged like $25,000 to the victims affected by it. But it's something like 5 million people were like displaced and affected by it. Bless.
Thank you.
And so they're essentially saying, like if you do like the math, it's like $5 a head. It's like, oh, cool, thanks, thank you for your $5. It's really gonna help.
No. Look, I don't wish this on anybody's career, but there's got to be a serious investigation conducted onto how this could possibly happen.
Yeah. What's honestly kind of like I don't want to say good timing, it's pretty bad timing, but I actually watched a video not too long ago. It was like last week or a couple weeks ago about basically something really similar to this.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rob. Sorry to interrupt you. Railway operator has also distributed 1.2 mil to families to cover the costs. So maybe was that 25 grand from his personal? I don't know.
I doubt it. It's probably from the company,
guarantee
like a
cleanup.
company write-off.
Okay. Well, I mean,
well, good. Maybe he got shamed in doing more.
There's already a lawsuit filed from residents. I don't blame them.
Fucking better be, dude. They better drag his ass. But it was essentially something really similar to this happened in French Canada. I think it was up in Quebec.
Yeah.
It was like a few years ago, not too long ago. There was so basically what ended up happening was like this guy, train conductor stopped at a way station or like whatever. And his shifts for the night was over. So he, parked the train, engaged all the air brakes, engaged all their other like manual brakes, did their thing, and then he, left the train, leaves it running, because you need to provide pressure to the air brakes. Did all his checks and whatnot. And then he left for the night, and the not air traffic control, but their equivalent for trains. He's talking with like the dispatch guy about he's like, do you need me to take like the next leg? And they're like, no, we'll call up somebody else for for the next bit. Like, you can head to your hotel. And you're good for the night. He's like, you sure? He's like, yeah, you're good. He's like, all right, cool. So he goes to his hotel, whatever. Later on in the night, the engine of like the lead locomotive caught fire, and firefighters responded. They put out the fire. They were able to contain the fire without any crazy damage to the train. And then so they turned the train, like they turned the locomotive off. And then over time, with the motor being the engine off, you're not supplying pressure to the air brakes. So no more pressure in the air brakes. Air brakes ended up failing because of all, obviously on the weight, all the weight of the train. I think they said they're on like a 6% gradient. So like it wasn't like a super steep hill, but it was not flat ground. So the air brakes give out, and then thus, causes the rest of the other manual brakes to go out. And then all of a sudden you have this completely unmanned train going down this hill, approaching like this relatively small town. And there was like a speed limit of like 5 or like 10 miles an hour around like
Cue the Ozzy Osbourne.
Bro, literally,
Crazy,
yeah.
But that's how
And
it
so,
goes.
and so like it comes up to this like curve, and like that's why the speed limit was so low, because like there's this curve in the track, as it comes through the city, and speed limit was like 5 or 10 miles an hour. Their train was going over 65 miles an hour, and it hits that corner and obviously derails and fucking just blows up, and it like just completely decimated like the entire downtown of like the small town. And so like a bunch of people died, a bunch of people, like they were saying, I think I don't remember the number, but there was bodies that weren't found that were close to like the epicenter of the explosion, and they're saying that it's more or less likely that they were just vaporized in the explosion.
Oh my god! Now I feel bad about the Ozzy Osbourne joke. Jesus
And
Christ!
yeah, it was really bad.
Fuck.
but yeah, it was just, and yeah, you have this fucking runaway crazy train fucking flying through this town, derails, blows up, and like wipes out the downtown, kills a bunch of people, displaces a whole bunch more. And like the CEO like didn't get in trouble, and the initial train conductor, like him, the like the traffic controller, like him, and then like one other person like ended up being like the fall guys for it. But like the charges ended up getting dropped because like they were following procedure. Like there weren't any procedures that were not followed. Essentially, it was just
Mhm.
like a bunch of unfortunate mistakes were made, and they ended up finding out like the cause of the fire was due to like poor like maintenance or repair to a part of the engine that allowed oil to leak, and thus that got hot with the motor running. The oil caught fire, and that's what ended up causing the fire on the train initially.
Jeez.
And when the fire broke out, the traffic controller called the conductor and was like, hey, like your train was on fire. And he's like, what the hell? And he's like, yeah. They're like, how many air like brakes did you put on? And they're like, well, we had the air brakes, and then I think it's like 6 other brakes. So it was like 7 sets of brakes in total, which was like more than what was needed to keep the train
Yeah.
from not rolling away. And he's like, do you want me to come back? And he goes, no, like fire department was able to put out the fire, like train salvaged, like everything's okay. He's like, you're good to stay at the hotel for the night. He's like, are you sure? He goes, yeah, you're good. He goes, all right, cool.
Oh wow.
So that he doesn't come back. But so in that whole process, after the firefighters put out the fire, because they're not train conductors, they turned the engine off. So like it doesn't catch back on fire. So they turn the engine off, no more pressure in the air brakes, and like that caused the whole thing. But there was a bunch of like regulation stuff that was kind of like skipped, the maintenance, stuff like that. They're encouraged to just get the job done so they can get trains moving, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just like all these corners were cut all the way up the chain of command, essentially. But so like everybody did what they were supposed to do, and it still led to that happening. And the train company ended up getting sued by a whole bunch of people that were affected by it. They ended up filing bankruptcy, and the train conductor, the the traffic controller, like everybody that was like scapegoated, they ended up getting the charges dropped against them, which was good.
I'm happy to hear charges drop, but man, it's all around just a tragedy.
It's all like, nothing was good that came of that. It was just all awful. But like the good thing was like the town, like all the people, like when they heard that the conductor and like everybody else like was getting charged with what happened, like all of the people were like, no, like that's bullshit. Like they were like, at the courthouse like picketing, saying like, it's like it's not their fault, and like they wanted like the higher ups to be held accountable. So like they had effectively like that entire town was like, no, like it's not their fault. Like they didn't do anything wrong, And so
Wow.
like that was good. Like that would have sucked if like the whole town was like calling for your fucking crucifixion
Yeah. Oh my
for
god.
following the rules. But it was like, yeah, like just a couple weeks ago, like I watched that video on YouTube. It's like this whole like breakdown of the whole thing. And then this fucking happens. It's basically damn near the same exact fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Something wrong with the fucking brakes, train derails out of town, fucking blows up, and it's affecting a whole bunch of people. CEO of the fucking rail company is not being held accountable as of yet.
Well,
So
I mean, it's still being dealt with.
I really hope so.
I just wish
really
everyone the best. I mean, I just hope people stay healthy, and it is dissipating in the water. I mean, that's what they're saying. Like these chemicals are dissipating in the water. They're non-detectable, and let's see. Hopefully, everybody stays healthy.
Here's the fucking open.
Man, it's fucking scary.
It just like, and I know it's probably not, it's apples and oranges. Like when you start comparing it to like Chernobyl, but it's like, when that happened, everyone gets evacuated and they're like, oh yeah, you'll be gone for 2-3 days tops. And then like they never went back because it was never safe.
No one can ever live there again. Yeah, that's the same thing I said to Alex too. I was like,
but then like they're telling people like, oh, like, people that lived in like the exclusion zone. It's like, yeah, you can go back. Like it's fine. And it's just like, no, it's not,
yeah,
like you can't live there. But I mean, people are, like I've seen, there's a YouTuber, Bald and Bankrupt. I might have mentioned him to you before.
yeah.
Or he's, done videos of him, like exploring the exclusion zone in Belarus, like between Belarus and Russia. And, he's just like walking around and just looking at, like ruins of like houses and villages where people like don't live there anymore. And like he came across like this one like random, like super small village of like maybe like a handful of houses or whatever. But there was still like this random guy just like outside chilling. They have like a dog, and like he lives like with his mom who's like in her like 80s or 90s, and like yeah, we've been living here ever since. Like, the government said like we can come back, like it's fine, so we're here. And like they're like the only people there for hundreds of miles all around him. And it's just like there's something so morbidly like fascinating and just like such a crazy thing that he just like happens upon this like random dude and his mom just living in this shack in the middle of the Belarus.
I mean, I guess you could pretty much do whatever you want. There's like no oversight. There's not a ton of
no one's
people,
coming by and making sure it's empty.
That's
But,
your
like,
land.
I mean, and like, yeah, like that's the thing. Like, it's their land. Like, where do they go? Like, it's their house. Like, they've lived there. The mother lived there her entire life. She's like 90 years old. Like, what are you gonna do? Is up and leave? Like they grow like potatoes, and like, they had like a sheep, I think. So they have like some milk and butter, like potatoes, and like that's it. And it's just like, Jesus Christ. Like, I can't put myself in that headspace to imagine what that would be like.
It's yeah.
But yeah, like they were talking about how like the government was like, yeah, like, as long as you're outside of like, I don't know, like there's like some perimeter set. Like if you're outside of that, like you're fine. But it's like, no, like that's not how radiation works, And so they're like, yeah, the government said we were okay to come back, so we did. And it was like a week after Chernobyl like exploded, they were back, and they've been there ever since. And it's just like, oh my god.
Oh my. Well, sounds like Russian government just suppressing information.
What? They would never
to the public. Oh,
they would never.
Okay.
Crazy shit, man.
It's a crazy world we live in.
Crazy world.
You know what else was fucking crazy? Nintendo had the best direct I've ever seen last week.
And I still don't give a shit.
It was insane.
Not a single thing was announced that I gave a
goddamn unprecedented. About. It was.
I'm so glad you got stuff out of that. But...
Hold up. Let me say this. Wave 4 of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with a brand new Yoshi's Island track. Tell me you're not excited.
But I don't own it. This is another Mario Kart I have to buy.
No. It's the bonus tracks. Well, I guess you could play.
Oh, so they're. I thought they were like. It was like an old Mario Kart that you could play on the Switch.
Well, there's that, but there's new tracks from Mario Kart 8
Oh,
on Switch.
yeah. I mean, I'm down for the tracks. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. But you
But,
can
like,
also play Mario Kart Super Circuit on the Game Boy Advanced library now on Nintendo Switch, which is pretty bitchin'. Dude, I don't know if you...
Is it free?
No, I think you need their premium. I think you need their premium online. I'm actually not sure. Yes,
Do you guys pay for a premium online?
You do. We do. Are you on our family plan?
I was gonna ask. I don't think I mean, I don't know.
I feel like you are.
Maybe.
We've got a lot of people on our family plan. Honestly, when I say a lot of people, it's Alex's mom, me, Alex's brother. Maybe you? I don't know. Dave Freeman, maybe? Let me tell you something right now, Rob. Mario Kart Super Circuit Game Boy Advance is a 10 out of 10 game.
I believe you.
All I freaking played. I remember I was going to get that, or I was going to get, I think it was like a Phantom Menace game on Game Boy Advance, or like a Star Wars game. I was like, you know what? Let me get Mario Kart. And that's, oh my God, dude. I think I was in 6th grade. What a time to be alive. I
never owned a Game Boy Advance, so I just, I don't know. I never played it.
Oh. Dude. So good.
Yeah.
My only gripe was like there's 6 games. It's Zelda, Mario 3, Mario Luigi, Wario, Mario Kart, whatever. And they're like also in the future F-Zero, Metroid Fusion. Like they showed off all these games that I couldn't wait to play. Fire Emblem, Golden Sun. And they were like, another time. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Is it too hard to emulate these 20-year-old 16-bit games? I'm sorry. Was Nintendo Switch not the highest selling console for the last 90 months? But cool. And some classic Game Boy games. I mean, they're fun. You turn them on, you play for like 30 minutes. You're like, "Oh man, I love this game when I was a kid." And then you move on with your life. But it's cool. It's nice that it's included.
I mean, granted, I need to play my Switch more. Is the thing.
I mean, new Zelda's coming out. That's going to be bitchin'. I just got Metroid Prime Remaster, which is sitting at a 95 on Metacritic. It's a great game, but it's very slow. I'll admit that. It feels 20 years old. But it is a really fun game.
It looks like they at least did a good job with the remake, though.
They did, and it was kind of cool that they announced it, and they were like, and it's available right after the show.
Today.
Yeah, like that.
That's the way to fucking do it. That's what
awesome.
That's what Xbox did during E3, like years ago when they announced the backwards compatibility on the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Like I think like on E3, they were starting with like 100 titles, I think it was, to start with. And they're like, they're doing the whole like backwards compatibility, 100 titles from all your favorite developers, from this to that, fucking that game too that no one thought about, this one as well. And they're like going on and all yada yada. And then fucking my boy Philly Spence was like 100 titles, Xbox One, backwards compatible with Xbox 360, available right now. And everyone's like, fuck yeah! I fucking miss Perfect Dark. And everyone just lost their fucking mind. And I was like, that's how you fucking do that shit. Dude. Not like, available holiday in 6 months from now. You're like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Coming 2025.
Yeah, they're like, nah, you can play 100 Xbox 360 games right fucking now. Throw that disc in, bitch. Time to fucking play Dirt 1. The OG Dirt Rally. Enjoy, idiots. And we're like, yeah.
God. Dude, yeah, I love those little surprises. Like classic Nintendo right there. I love it when the devs do that. It was also, I knew it was leaked, but I didn't think it was going to come out right now. And it was only, it was $40 at launch. Fine. I don't know if I could have paid $60 for a remaster of a 20-year-old game. But 40, they got me with the 40. It's also number 9 right now on Amazon's top selling video games over the last
hell
week.
Yeah. Okay.
Right behind Hogwarts, Roblox gift cards, and PS5s. I'm not even kidding. Roblox gift cards is the 5th and 7th highest selling video games.
How much money did Roblox make in 2020?
Oh, excuse me. Roblox gift cards are the 5th, 7th, 10th, 13th, and 19th highest selling video games on Amazon right now.
How much money would you guess that Roblox's revenue for the rolling 12 months
Okay.
ended in September 30th of 2022. That's their fiscal year. How much money do you think Roblox made?
I know Roblox is a kids game. I've never actually seen it. Actually, no. Jester had his son on his stream last night, and he wanted to play Roblox, so I did see it. I have no idea. I'm gonna say $250 million.
No.
Higher or lower?
So much higher.
You're fucking kidding me.
So much higher.
$780 million.
Far higher.
I'm gonna throw up, Robert. I don't know.
Do
Give me a number. Give me a number.
$2.2 billion.
No.
It's a 33% increase year over year from 2021.
Wow. Holy fuckity fuck balls.
2021 saw 1.9 billion. It was a 107% increase from 2020.
I don't even know what this game is. I just Googled it, and it's only promotional images. There's no gameplay.
Have you ever played Gary's Mod before?
No.
Are you aware of what Gary's Mod is?
No, you're making me feel bad right now.
So Gary's Mod is like it's like a sandbox game, and it uses all of the assets from Source games. So like Counter-Strike Source, like Half-Life, like Team Fortress, like Portal, like all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so like you can use it to make like games, like game modes. So like Prop Hunt, like that started on Gary's Mod, and so that's why like it looks like you're playing Counter. It's like Prop Hunt in Counter-Strike.
Okay.
Because you're using like Counter-Strike maps, Counter-Strike assets, and like you can make your game, and that's effectively like what Roblox is. It's like Minecraft, but it's like a sandbox engine that you can create, like game modes, or like you can create whatever the fuck you want, like using it.
Okay.
So it's like
that's cool.
That.
All right. You can make a little avatar and be 7 years old. Just be a happy 7-year-old without a care in the world. I love that.
Yeah, you can join like a VR chat thing, but it's like Roblox characters, or like fucking Fortnite death runs, but Roblox, like that shit.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, they make billions of dollars a year.
Wow.
Billions.
Good for them. That's insane.
Crazy.
That is insane. Wow.
You know what's also crazy? Returnal, available today on PC. Today. I'm buying that bitch.
Rob, it's such a good game.
I want to play it so bad, dude.
So
Remember when I was shit talking to you for wanting to buy it?
You made me feel so stupid for buying. I was so first of all, that was when PS5 had been out for like 6 months, and this was going to be one of the only exclusives, and I was like, all right, cool, like an exclusive. Returnal. I was talking to my friend Will about this the other day. He was like, oh yeah, Hillary Clinton flies a spaceship. And I was like, yeah, well, you got it.
Nailed it.
You know, it's kind of like live, die, repeat. You crash on the planet. You got to, like, I don't know, pull the pieces together, figure out what's happening. And when you get killed, you relive the crash again and you wake up. So it's got that roguelike element of, you know, starting over from the beginning and grinding through the dungeons. It's so good. It's so fast paced. The graphics are fucking great. It runs like butter on the PS5.
Like butter.
Butter on a hot pan. And now it's coming to PC. Sony finally wised up. Like
they are little by little. They need to make more games available.
We'll give you it's like an 18-month window you gotta wait before the games come out on PC.
Which is about what were you when you were wanting to buy it? Was it a toss up between Returnal and something else? I don't remember.
No,
should I get this or should I get something else?
You shamed me because you were like, oh, so it's a $70 Risk of Rain, and I was like, yeah. And you're like, okay.
And you're like, but I really want it.
I bought this PS5.
I'm like, I didn't get it, I guess, dude. I don't know. And then you streamed it. I'm like, oh my god, this looks so cool. I want to play it.
I still haven't beat, dude. I'm 56 hours in. I still haven't seen the final ending, which is wild.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's hard. It's very difficult.
Gotta get back into it, dude.
And they also, a couple months ago, put out a huge free update, Horde mode, and a bunch of other modes and quality of life upgrades, I think. But they added in a bunch of different shit. $59.99. Damn, I paid $69.99 on PS5. That's dope, dude. I think you're gonna love it. I mean, you know what you're getting into. Is there multiplayer now? Co-op. It's got co-op.
Does
That
it?
doesn't really mean multiplayer.
Well, yeah. Do you mean like couch co-op versus
I am not sure. I gotta look this up. It does say co-op on the Epic Games Store.
Eternal online co-op?
Cross compatibility, I'm gonna say 0%.
So this says, how do you play online co-op in Returnal? How can you access Returnal's co-op mode on PS5? Oh yeah, cross-platform. They're probably not gonna have. I'm sure.
No, that would be too much fun.
That'd be, yeah. That's
It
how we know they
it
would
wouldn't
not
be
be
possible.
doing that.
No, it's like Elden Ring being cross-platform. It's too much. It was way over Miyazaki's head.
Yeah, no cross-play support with PS5.
Yeah, all right. Oh well.
Yeah, find a cheap key online, and we'll co-op it someday.
That's right. Yeah, I'll buy it. Maybe over the summer I'll find a cheap key. We'll talk about it. I'll buy the game again.
I'm so excited.
I'm glad I bought Grand Theft Auto 5 for a third time so I could play it that one time with you guys and then uninstall it to free up 110 gigs.
That's honestly the big kicker is how fucking big it is.
Yeah, like I had to uninstall it.
Yeah, like think about playing it a lot.
My computer has
But it's
2
like-
terabytes of storage and it was almost all filled up. I was just like, fuck.
I'm getting really close to my hard drive, so it's about to force me to install
It had to go.
my NVMe.
Dude, Jumpy and I bought some RAM for her computer today. Corsair 32 gigs of RAM was on sale for $95.
Damn, that's not bad.
It
Yeah,
was-
she told me she
it was
did a
pretty
bunch of
cheap
BIOS
RAM.
updates, got some RAM.
Girl's
It
gonna be
looks
good to
like
go.
it's running a lot better. She's at 2% CPU usage, 8% RAM with a bunch of stuff open.
Yeah, she was
Discord,
running
Chrome.
StreamerBot and a couple other programs. She's got like a browser source open, OBS.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden she was at like almost 100% RAM usage. So
Yeah.
we had to upgrade that bitch.
I wouldn't mind grabbing some more RAM. I'm at 32 gigs. I wouldn't be mad at going up to 64 just for the overhead.
I'm about to go to 64 too. 16 was not enough to stream Endgame on one PC.
No, it's really not. Because especially like what is this? Fucking PC requirements for Returnal. Minimum is 16 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
Recommended 32.
I also
It's getting to the point where like, especially if you're trying to solo PC stream, you really do need a lot more wiggle room.
I'm also an idiot because the guy at Micro Center talked me into buying the 3600 megahertz RAM, which I see diminishing returns on, and it's like,
Yeah, I think
it's always more money.
It's like 33 or 36, like around that area, like low to mid 3000, or was it?
Oh, I take it
Yeah,
back.
3,000
These are on.
hertz,
It's
right?
only $10 more. Okay, I take it back.
Oh yeah, then that's fine. But yeah, it's like after that, like anything past like 3600 megahertz, or I guess what, 3.6 gigahertz, like anything, it's like 3.3 or 3.6. Anything after that,
There was just a
is
moment where like
pretty big.
he like sold me on it, and I was like, fine, I'll go with the 3600 megahertz over the 32 mega. Like, and I was on like the train home, and I'm like reading about it, and they're like, yeah, you might see 1 extra frame per second. I was just like, you've got to be kidding me.
I mean, like between the two, it probably doesn't make much of a difference.
But hey,
Dude, a
dude,
little upsell for him.
I got fast RAM.
That's
Damn,
fast
yeah,
RAM.
RAM's cheap right now.
It's starting to come down. A
I
little bit.
might RAM it up. Dude, I could not pull the trigger on the $400 cooler case combo today. I just felt so stupid.
Yeah, no, that's
it was
fair.
just, yeah, it would have looked cool and would have ran cool, but I just didn't want it. I didn't feel good about the purchase, and I was just put the stuff back on the shelf.
Yep.
Got my girl some RAM. What we did get though, that I don't regret, and don't judge me, they had Crash Bandicoot G Fuel,
Excuse.
a Wampa fruit flavored. It was fucking tasty, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I've never had G Fuel before, but this is pretty good. And apparently,
that
okay,
caffeine bump while you're sitting in your chair.
right? Alex was flirting. Well, she didn't flirt with him. I take it back. She apparently she was looking at Raspberry Pi stuff because they've
Mhm.
been sold out everywhere, and some guy just approached her and was like, hey, I'm Leon, can I help you, blah blah blah. I'm dropping names now.
Damn, my boy Leon.
Right? And you're talking Raspberry Pis. He's like, you know what? I'll give you my business card if you want. Like, here's my number. Call me. We got our shipments in on Friday. I'll try and set one aside from you. Shipment comes at 7 a.m. I'll be here. We open at 10. Like, just let me know, and I'll put it to the side for you. So apparently we're going back to Micro Center on Friday to get the hookup on a Raspberry Pi. And he also, like, saw Alex, like, later on and, like, approached her and was like, hey, like, you know what? I'm going to check the back for you. Like, just stay right here. And she's like, okay. And she's like, I think he's in love with me. And, I mean, he could have been really just being really helpful, or he knew that Alex is just a beautiful soul inside and out and wanted to hook her up with a Raspberry Pi. But either way, my girl put on the charm, and we might get the hookup on Friday. I'm going back to Micro Center.
Will she? Is it it was like the new Raspberry Pi, right? Like the 4?
The Model 4 something B. Yeah. But it people are reselling them for like $150, $200. The retail for $40. Like, it shouldn't be that crazy.
Is it just because they're hard to get their hands on?
I think so. Yeah.
Crazy talk.
Yeah. So we'll see what's up.
Yeah,
and I think
Leon,
if we're going back, your boy might get some fucking RAM. Why not?
Cool.
I'll join the 64 club.
Yeah, might as well, right?
I
feel like I don't remember my clock speed being this low on my RAM. It's 2133. I feel like that's lower than I remember buying. But what is this fucking? I don't remember if it's DDR4 or DDR5.
Oh, that's
DDR4.
I was like, $180. That's way too much. No, that's 2 sticks of 33. That's I don't need 2 sticks of 33. I need 2 sticks of 16. Gonna be great.
I need 4 sticks of 10
RAM, and it was funny too. I was looking at all these other heat sinks. Like, there were some other ones that I could get that were like $65 to replace my stock cooler with. And while I was there, I like went on one of their computers and started like reading comparisons, and they were like, it's pretty much exactly the same. Like, it might run a few degrees cooler. I was like, I think I'm good. I'll keep the $60 in my pocket. Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Until I could get the massive AIO liquid cooler. I don't care. It's gonna be fun. Every little thing is gonna be a little hot in my computer.
I'm trying to see what RAM do I have? It's not is it Corsair G skill? I don't know. I gotta do some RAM shopping. It doesn't look to be all that expensive. So,
dude, I'm looking. It's $5 more for the 3600. But also the 3200's great. Like, that's good RAM.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Yeah. So that's what I got, Alex. Because even, dude, when I bought her new RAM in September, I think I paid $120. So to see it on sale for $95 was kind of nice. And they got 17 sets of RAM in stock. I'll be there Friday morning, baby. We're getting RAM. RAM installation service, $20. What a fucking scam. Let me show you how to install it. Push it in.
Click. You're done. Bye.
$20, please. The only thing is, with RAM, you really gotta push. You almost see like the motherboard start to like bow a little bit as you're. Yeah, it's kind of fucking scary.
Yeah, installing RAM, and because like God forbid if you're pressing down on like the spine of the RAM and you fucking like slip and you like cock it to the side.
Oh.
And you end up fucking ripping
your motherboard's
off your motherboard. Yeah, like GG's, you're done. It's over.
Total disaster. Yeah, and the RAM just fits in the slot. There's not a single millimeter of give.
Like, you guys gotta, and like you have to push it harder than you would expect. Like, you gotta force it in there.
You gotta ram your.
You gotta ram your RAM, dude.
You gotta ram your RAM. Ram. Just like the Rams, they won the Super Bowl last year.
It's like with when you're installing your CPU and like you're bending like the little arm down.
Yep.
Like, that makes me go, ugh.
Dude, putting on this cooler today, man. You gotta put your body weight onto it a little bit just to latch it closed. It's tough, man. But it's on there.
Sketchy.
And I didn't have no thermal paste leaking out the sides. We're good. I did a new technique. So I got the another heatsink. It didn't work, whatever. But in that heatsink, they were like, oh, if you have this Ryzen chip, you should do a dot in the middle and then 4 very small dots on the edges. And I've seen this before on videos where like the dot spreads out to a circle, but the edges aren't covered. So I followed that. I did regular dot in the middle and then 4 very small dots on the edges. We're good. No excess.
Yeah, everyone has their own like tried and true application pattern. Like everyone has a certain one.
Dude, when I rebuilt my PC 2 years ago, I probably spent 5 man hours watching videos on thermal paste. I just fell down this rabbit hole, and one of them was Gamers Nexus, and they did a test with like different application methods, the spatula, the dot, the X, and one of them, they called the test way too much, and they just poured it on, like all this paste all over their processor, and they installed the cooler, and they're like, yeah, this one actually got like pretty good temps.
Yeah, so there is no such thing as too much thermal paste.
Well, if it's like leaking all over your motherboard, then it's like it's too much.
Yeah, well, so like the main thing is you want to buy thermal paste that doesn't have silver in it, because silver is conductive. So like that can be a problem if it spills out and like you get on anything conductive on the motherboard, like you can short out your motherboard or portions of it. So like that's something you want to be aware of, like obviously. But like when it comes to like the amount of thermal paste versus like actual like thermal performance, like it doesn't matter if you put too much on, because like people have horror stories, or like it's just kind of like a like an old wives' tale at this point, where it's like if you put too much on, like you get really bad thermals and you could wreck it. So it's like, don't put on too much, but don't put on too little either. But don't put on too much.
I think the last time I put on too little, I did the spatula method, because I got the Cryonaut Thermal Grizzly, and it came with a little spatula, and that was covered in the video. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do the spatula method. I don't think it was enough. I just did the dot. I also, when I reinstalled the fan on my Switch, you have to take off the heatsink.
Right.
And my Switch it's a launch Switch, so it's gonna be 7 years old. The thermal paste was still moist. I couldn't believe it. It was like not cakey at all. And I just poured a little more on there and just put it back on. I might have gone with the too much method, but
yeah, just top it up a little bit.
We Gucci, yeah. Just top it up a little bit. Dude, I didn't take any of that paste off. I was like, this looks fun.
Yeah, sometimes if you get like a good seal and it's like good quality thermal paste, yeah, it'll stay good for a hot minute.
Dude, once again, the guy at Micro Center sold me on the Thermal Grizzly. I was like, that sounds cool. Fine. Done.
Thermal
sold.
Grizzly Extreme.
It's like $8 instead of the one that it came with. I was like, yeah, sold. Also, the heatsink I bought last week that I installed and ended up, I had the same temps. It was just the same temps, so I just fucking returned it. The thermal paste that it came with, the front of it had completely solidified, so no paste would come out, so I had to break off the front of the syringe, and then I had thermal paste all over my fingers, and I'm like touching the box, and I went to go return it, and you could just see like splotches of thermal paste on like different parts of the box and components. Ask. And he was like, was everything all right with it? I was like, it worked perfectly, but the fucking thermal paste was rock solid, and I had to break off the tip to access it. And he just went, ooh, yeah, all right. He just like looked in the box a little bit and he was like, all right, yeah.
He wasn't gonna challenge you on it. You have like it's like streaks on your face and on your clothes. You're like, I just want to get rid of this, please.
And I tried to wipe it off with like isopropyl alcohol, but then the box started getting like damp, and I was just like making it so much worse. Like I was trying to get like fucking wine stains out of the carpet with orange juice, man. It was just like. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna bring this to Micro Center and hopefully they take it back. And the guy couldn't have been nicer. So
he grabs it like with the tips of his fingers at the very corner. It's like, I'll take that. Thank you.
He's like, yeah, this is going on clearance. Oh, good times at Micro Center.
Little shout outs to the pros over at Micro Center.
Yeah, doing
God's work.
They were the ones who were like, you got to get rid of that stock cooler. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, stock coolers aren't great.
I was like, I mean, it's been solid. I think now that I did a repaste, I installed more fans. Eventually, I'm gonna upgrade, but for now, it's fine. I'm idling at like, what is it? It's idling at 65 Celsius. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm trying to fix a problem that doesn't exist. And that's what I said to the guy at Micro Center. I was like, I feel like I'm just obsessing over nothing. And he was like, the stock cooler's always a problem. And I was like, oh, okay, Jesus.
Get this shit.
It's been 3 years. Like, I don't know. Every little thing's gonna be all right. I'm petting my PC. You can't see it, but
as long as your CPU's not hitting like 90 under load, you're fine.
No, it did hit 85 when I was streaming and playing Dead Space, and that's when I was like, oof, that's alarming. I don't like that.
I mean, it's high, but like you're not gonna thermal throttle until like 90.
Yeah, but I just did a fresh repaste. We got the Thermal Grizzly, new exhaust fans. It'll do. Eventually, when I got $400, see, that's the thing. I'd rather take $400, go visit my mom, come visit you. I don't know. Take a little trip of Jumpy. $400, put it in the bank. Like, I just didn't want to blow it on 2 PC parts right now.
Fucking case and
even for $470 would have been. I could have got a Ryzen 9 5950. That would have been a nice upgrade to the processor itself.
Yeah.
But then then I need a cooler for it, and the cooler won't fit in my case. So then I need it. So all of a sudden now I'm $900 in the hole.
Yeah, now you're in the hole. It's hard,
and I probably won't see any difference, honestly.
Probably not.
Is what it is. PC enthusiasm, right? It's
fucking
just
power users, man.
You open up your case and you just pour money into it. Until you've got 300 frames per second, you'll never be happy. Yeah, the boat. Oh my god.
The money pit.
I was listening to Ron White a couple months ago, and he was talking about how he went to his accountant to talk about, like, he wanted to buy a boat. And he's talking about, like, where he could reallocate funds or what he's got to sell or what he's got to do. His accountant's, like, looking over all his stuff. He's like, well, thank God you don't own a fucking boat. And he's like, oh, damn, that's what I came to talk to you about. And he's like, no, dude, don't do it. My cousin owns a boat. He's like, all I do is winterize and unwinterize the boat. And then I enjoy it for like 2 or 3 months. And the rest of the time it's winterize, unwinterize. He's lucky. He's got a big driveway, so he like parks it in his driveway in Long Island. So it's like kind of normal to have a boat in your driveway. But to dock it for I mean, it's just, you just hemorrhage money, man. You just hemorrhage money.
And then like every time you take it out, if you're taking it out like in salt water, then you got to come back. You got to hose it down because you don't want to let fucking salt water sit on the boat. Spray it down. You gotta fucking store it. Ugh, nightmare.
I had a friend of the family moored their boat on some rocks off the coast of New York. Actually, no, Jersey coast. Coast Guard charged him $5,000 to tow it to the nearest port, which was like a few miles away.
Jesus.
Few nautical miles.
Yeah, like if you have to call like the Coast Guard or like any like rescue service, that's just not free, dude.
No.
This is America.
Yeah.
Like
we're not doing this out of the goodness of our hearts.
Oh fuck no, dude. You're paying for that shit.
Oh my god. Good times, man.
Crazy shit, man. Crazy shit.
Crazy shit. Why don't we put a pin in it here? Wrap it up.
Put a little pin in it. Oh, we can't go before we talk Last of Us.
Oh,
and
my
movies.
God, yes.
Episode. What were we at? 6? Was that 5? 5.
Episode 5.
We just finished episode 5.
It was a good one, man. I really enjoyed it.
We met Sam and Henry.
And
if you played the game, you know.
That's all we're gonna say.
If you've seen the episode, you know.
Ooh.
This is your spoiler alert. We're gonna talk spoilers for the episode.
Okay, yeah. Spoiler alert for Last of Us.
Sam gets bit, and he fucking Henry shoots him.
Damn, you just went right into it.
Right into it.
Didn't even give people a chance to pause.
No, I gave them the chance. They got their spoiler warning. They know.
Okay.
Crazy episode. It's so good.
It was so good. Honestly,
did you see the TikTok I tagged you in? The little baby girl clicker? It was a like contortionist girl.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought it was CGI.
Did you? I thought you were like, or I think you asked about it. You're like, I wonder if like they actually did that or if it was CGI or whatever.
Yeah, I was convinced it was a CGI, but Good for them.
that was all done practical. Apparently, all of it was done practical. Like the bloater, practical.
Oh, I love that.
Like there was a if you might be able to Google it real quick. If you look up the guy that played the bloater, he's like 6'5" and like 300 pounds of solid muscle.
Holy crap!
Like he's just this absolute behemoth of a man, and they put him in this giant practical bloater like suit, prosthetics, and everything. And then all of the other all the extras, all the other clickers and zombies and all that was done practical.
Yeah, I did see in the behind the scenes they show some people with mocap suits on, but just getting like different effects and stuff like that. What a great scene!
Oh, so fucking
what
good.
a great scene.
I was listening to the companion podcast that Jazz was talking about, and they were talking about how like that moment there was just, it was kind of like a reminder to everybody of like what's out there. You know, like their quarantine zone was, you know, infected free up top because they, you know, wiped them all or they chased them all underground. And so like that was their way of being like, you know, hey, shit's still going on down there, dude. You know, and so like they wanted that to like break open and be like, you know, you're not safe. So like,
No,
yeah,
you can't ignore this problem.
Crazy. So that whole place is fucked.
Oh yeah, it's over.
Crazy.
It's over. I also love. This is pretty morbid, but when the bloater grabs Kathleen's right hand man and rips his jaw open.
Yeah,
that's a direct kill sequence from The Last of Us. If the bloater grabs you, he rips Joel's jaw.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit, I forgot about that. Oh, it's so cool.
That's the kill animation. So, once again, another nod to the video game. Dude, it's coming back out on Steam next month. I know we talked about this last week. It's going to be a struggle for me not to buy it again, these bastards. I really want to play it on PC.
Yeah, it's really hard to like, I don't know. Cuz yeah, like I've played it, you know, multiple times.
It's just so good.
So it's like, do I pay $70 to play?
That's another thing. I just got Dead Space Remastered, Metroid Prime Remastered, Resident Evil 4 Remastered. Looks amazing. Can't wait to play it. That comes out next month. And then Last of Us Remastered. I'm just living in this like 10-year period between like 2006 and 2013, whatever it was, that like little period when when original games were really good.
And now it's nothing but remakes.
2000, yeah. I don't know. It's good shit. It's good shit.
It was good. And then what did we do for movie night? We did
All Quiet on the Western Front.
Good movie.
I really enjoyed it. Based off of a
brutal,
novel,
dude.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Fucking brutal.
I really enjoyed the movie. Weird pacing, lots of peaks and valleys there.
It was fucking long. So like we got like halfway through and we're like, oh, I'm exhausted.
You know what's wild? It was only 2 hours 20 minutes.
It felt so much longer than that.
It really did.
It felt so long.
Yeah, based off a book that was published in 1929 by Eric Maria Remarque. Honestly, if you're interested in World War I, or you enjoy a war film, or you just want to feel bad for 2 hours and 20 minutes, I highly recommend.
That's your fucking movie.
I enjoyed it for what it was.
And they were doing an Imitation Game this week, right?
Yeah, moving into World War II.
Oh, it's so good.
The
Imitation Game is so good.
I've never seen it.
Really?
I've never seen it.
Oh shit.
We also, the Screen Actors Guild sent me this huge compendium of all the nominated movies. So if at some point, maybe this week or this weekend, you want to take a little time, watch. I really want to see The Whale. There's a bunch of other films on here. Pretty much everything that's nominated and that's good this year, I have access to, and I need to watch because I would like to vote. So you let me know. We can watch some. We can watch some new movies.
I believe I might be busy this weekend.
Okay.
But I'm down next weekend.
No sweat. Oh, you're busy this? Me too. What am I talking about? Booked up.
Booked up. Schedule is booked.
That's it.
Book it.
Oh yeah, you're going to see Ant-Man, dude.
I'm seeing Ant-Man, bro.
Gonna be good.
Gonna be good. I will be around for Full Metal and for Last of Us.
All right, cool.
So I will be around later in the evening on Sunday.
Sounds good. You know where to find me.
We got a lot. We got a lot on our plate. We got Imitation Game. We got Last of Us. We got Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. We're fucking chilling.
We're watching stuff, man.
But
Shows,
I'm
animated
down.
movies. Everything.
We're all over the place. But I'm down for some extracurriculars on the weekend. I'm down with that.
Yeah, while I have these movies, like, might as well watch them.
Yeah, I'm down to do like maybe 1 or 2 of them next weekend.
Cool.
We'll take a look, and we'll give us a lot more to talk about.
Sure. Yeah.
So give everyone some listening.
Speaking of which, thank you for listening, everyone. Appreciate you.
It's been fun. I've been enjoying recording these, and people have been enjoying listening to them apparently, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that makes me really happy to hear.
I like hearing people that don't like podcasts like listening to the podcast. So that's cool. Like Jazz, she says like I don't fuck with podcasts, but like she listens to ours.
Yeah,
and,
that makes
she'll
me
use
really
them to like
happy.
fall asleep, which is a compliment. She wanted to very emphatically say that was a compliment.
Cool.
So that's cool. That's cool to hear. So I'm glad everyone who is listening, I'm glad everyone's enjoying it.
Nice.
It's fun to make.
Yeah, this has been good, and we're gonna move over to video format.
It's gonna happen. I swear to God.
Yeah,
it would have happened by now if I didn't have issues with my webcam. So I got to figure out what the hell's going on with that. Once we got that figured out, yo, we're on video. Coming at you in Technicolor.
Come look at us. Look at me.
Look at us.
Look at me.
Look at me.
All right. So we'll see you next week, friends. Have a great night. Rob, are you streaming tonight?
I'm streaming tonight,
bro. Live on Twitch. This is
Twitch.
probably gonna be published tomorrow. So if you missed it,
go watch the VOD.
Go watch the VOD.
Go watch the VOD, and I'll be back on Monday, on next Monday. So I won't be live on Friday, but we'll be here on Monday.
All right. What do you got going on Friday?
I have a friend coming into town.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
Nice,
so, yeah, I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna drink.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of vibe.
Love
that.
Know? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So it'll be good. It's gonna be a good time.
Dope.
And then we'll be right back at it on Monday.
Love that.
So,
all right, homies. Have a great night. Stay safe. Stay hydrated.
Stay salty.
And stay salty.